Hey everyone, I'm going to present to you my hero deck profile of January 2021, so let's go straight into it. We're running typical 3 elemental hero Stratos. It's the main searcher, and you can even use it to pop against trap decks. Not much to say about that, to be honest. Then we're running a pretty unorthodox 2 elemental hero liquid soldier. I run 2 because I usually want to see one in the grind game, and I don't mind opening one because it just makes it I don't have to search one. And I like the idea of being able to resolve both of its effects in one game. It just makes it much better for the grind and just shuffling back your resources or your Stratos or Shadow Mist or anything like that. So that's pretty nice. I haven't bricked with it yet, so we're just going to keep running that. Then we're running the 2 standard, of course, elemental hero Shadow Mist, searcher for your heroes and your mass changes. Really important, really good card. And then for the 1 of elemental heroes, we're just going to run 1 solid soldier because he just enables the classic combo that gets you access to Dark Claw and Plasma depending on how your hand looks. You know, he's really good when he's normal summon. You can special summon an elemental hero from your hand, so you can summon your Shadow Mist or your Stratos. And then you can go off with your plays, and he has this really nice effect of when he's sent from the field, from the main monsters on the field to the graveyard because of a fusion summon, you can revive any I think hero of level 4 or lower from your grave in defense position, so that's really good. And then for the final level hero, it'll be the Honest Neos. Pretty self-explanatory, attack boost gain, really good for OTK and defending your Plasma or Dark Claw. Yeah. Next up, we've got our 3 Vision Hero Ferris. This guy is amazing. He's basically the full combo enabler. He summons himself by sending any other hero from your hand to the grave, and then when he's summoned, you can place a Vision Hero from your deck to your field as a spell and trap. Can't be ashed, which is really nice. Yeah, he's overall really solid, really nice. Then you're running 2 Vision Hero Increase because, well, that's what you place with Ferris, and once he's placed in the spell and trap zone, he's treated as a continuous trap, meaning things like MST, Twin Twisters, and Cosmic do affect him. However, at least it's small comfort to think that like stuff like Imperial Order or Natural Beast cannot negate this card as it's treated as a continuous trap. Another nice thing is you can, of course, as it's treated as a continuous trap, you can use it during either your turn or your opponent's turn, which makes it really good. For that reason. And basically what he summons himself from the spell and trap zone by tributing a hero monster I control, and then once he's special summoned from the spell and trap zone, I get to special summon a Vision Hero from the deck, which will be Violent, which I'll explain in a second. And he has this really cool ability that if you take battle effect damage at any time, you can set him back from the grave to the field. Makes it nice for recursion and to get some follow-up on your next turn. And yeah, you hate to draw him or see him in your opening hand, but it is what it is. You need to run him. He's a really good card. Then we run 2 Vision Hero Vions. Basically, Vion is maybe not the best normal summon in the deck, obviously, but he's really important because you can special him off of Increase, and he foolishes off of on summon. So you foolish your Mal, your Shadow Mist, or something else, depending on what your hand looks like. And then you can banish a hero from the graveyard to add a poly, which is really cool. Again, you don't want to normal summon him, but sometimes if your hand's not looking too good, he'll do the job, as he can get you a search through Shadow Mist. Or if you just need that quick poly, he'll get you access to that too. Next up for the Destiny Heroes, running 1 Destiny Hero Plasma. Honestly, I see people putting this in the side, what I can understand. I see some people not running at all, which that I don't understand because this card is completely nuts. This card completely wins against other decks sometimes. It's impossible to out. Like, I know Virtual Worlds have trouble outing this. I know Drytrons as well. It's a really powerful card, and I think people should run it more. I do realize it can be sometimes a brick, but you have things like Ferris or Poly to get rid of it from your hand or use it in some sense. I think he's really worth maining. If you want to side, that's up to you, but I've seen a lot of success with this card. Next for the Destiny Heroes, of course, you have to have 2 of the Mallies. I wish this guy was with 3, but I understand why he's not. Mally is just pretty simple. You usually want to discard him off of Ferris, and you can banish, special summon another one from the deck, which is really nice and very useful. And next off, I am still running the a Celestial and Dan attack combo. Celestial's really is in here for the Dystopia because, well, you can burn, and basically Dan attack is meant to stop, if it's in the hand, at least you can use this to stop OTKs, which is really nice. And he's used to give Dystopia an extra 1k boost to be able to pop monsters. You don't want to open them, but at least if you open them with a Ferris, you still have full combo. So there's that always comes in handy. Also, Celestial has that last effect, which is kind of slow, but really nice when it comes up. He can banish himself and another Destiny hero of your choice to draw 2, which is really nice. So let's say they add your Plasma, then you basically have a follow-up. Next up, we're just playing the one evil hero, just a gold. This guy's insane. I know he's a bit pricey though. You discard him to add a Dark Calling from the deck to the hand, and he gets you access to a Malicious Bane, which is a walking Raigeki that can't be destroyed by anything. That's really good, and the fact is he's just a 1-card effect. You don't have to waste any more of your resources, which is really nice. So I definitely recommend you running this if you can afford it. Next up, for the hand traps, I'm only running the 3 Drolls. I like my deck to be consistent, and through testing I've seen that running more hand traps is nice, but it does hurt the consistency a tiny bit. And I do run some hand traps on the side, so it should be all right. Droll is the best hand trap right now in the game because it hurts almost every deck in the format, including heroes, by the way. The thing is, this is obviously going to subject to change. It just depends how the format looks right now. I think Droll is the best bet, so we're just going on that. Next up, for the spells, of course, we're running the 3 emergency calls. Searches your Stratos, your Shadow Mist, your Sol, your Liquid, your Honest. Searches almost everything in the deck. Of course, I don't see why you wouldn't run 3 of these. Not once per turn as well, beats out hand traps really easily. Next up, we're gonna run the 3 mass changes. Of course, this is literally the bane of almost everyone's existence. This gets you access to stuff like Dark Claw, Acid, Anki, I guess, or Blast if you want to dodge the Imperm. So let's say you were to normal summon your Stratos and you're met with an Imperm. If you have this in hand, you just chain it and it'll resolve, and you have full combo. Really amazing card, not once per turn. Also doesn't matter where the monster goes as long as it leaves the field. Is really, really nice. A 3-0, obviously you want to open this, but if you don't, you can always search with Shadow Mist, as we've said. Onto the Fusion Destiny 3-of. Of course, Fusion Destiny is just amazing. It's a 1-card Dark Claw, which is always really good against certain matchups. It literally makes it that you can make comebacks or even play through Nibiru. You keep this in hand until but while preemptively guessing the Nibiru, and then you just play through and just make a Dystopia or whatever. Maybe you have a mass change, you can add Dark Claw still. Very nice card. Also very good when you don't open up any of your heroes in hand. You can just use this to dump Destiny Hero, Malicious, and Shadow Mist, which is basically so free because you can get a search off of that. And a free summon, as well as the fusion monster on the field. Next up, for the rest of the fusion spells, we're running 1 polymerization, 1 miracle fusion, 1 dark calling. The dark calling is off of the adjusted gold, which is predictable for the malicious bane. The miracle fusion you added through the sunrise elemental hero sunrise, gets you access basically to absolute 0, which is a Raigeki, really nice, as well as a polymerization that will get you access to either Trinity. Excuse me for the cats. The Trinity or the Sunrise, or I guess even Absolute 0 if you're really in that tight spot. This is an amazing card as well because it doesn't use anything from your hand. You can use the field, but usually I like to use the graveyard. Next up, of course, we're playing the 1 Hero Lives. I wish this card was back at 3. This card's amazing. You pay half life once per summon any elemental hero from my deck. Basically, that could be Shadow Mist or Stratos, depending on what your hand looks like. If you just open this with a Ferris and another Destiny hero like Malicious, you're basically looking at a win. I mean, unless if your opponent has an Nibiru, like you're probably gonna win this game. This card's insane. It's amazing. I love playing it. I hate when I draw into it though, when I have monsters in the field, but it is what it is. It's still an amazing card. Next up, for the 1 of spells here, we have Harpies, of course, for back row decks, and Rhoda. Same thing for emergency call. Harpies is just pretty self-explanatory. The heroes don't like to play against back row usually because they're OTKing. As well as, finally, the 3 Forbidden Chalice. This is like a spicy tech of mine because, well, this is mostly because I can't afford Imperms. But I've come to realize that this card has many other uses that Imperm cannot satisfy. This can be activated while you control monsters. This can be activated during the damage step. And it has the surprise factor that people don't seem to overlook. It's a very overall amazing card. I don't think I'd even swap it out for Imperms. I think I'll just keep it this way up until I guess there's a better alternative. Maybe cross out Designator once that comes into TCG, because then I could just maybe like main one Nibiru and then just use it if I try and get Nibiru'd, perhaps. But until then, I'm just gonna keep these in here. And now off to the extra deck, we're playing standard 1 Elemental Hero Sunriser, 1 Trinity, 1 Anki, 1 Dread Decimator, 1 Blast, 1 Zero, 1 Acid, 1 Dangerous, 2 Cross Crusaders, as well as a Dystopia, a Conductor of Miracle, 2 Darklaw, and a Malicious Bane, so I'll just go over them really quickly. Sunriser basically needs 2 heroes with different attributes, gives your heroes a boost, and searches your Miracle Fusion, as well as give you some sort of immunity to, like battle protection. If there's a battle involving another hero, not himself, but another one, you can target a card on the field, destroy it. Really nice when you just have Plasma on the field and you try and get over that. Trinity, I barely make him, honestly. I'm just waiting for a better hero to come by that way I can replace him. I don't think he's that useful, although I have seen a couple uses for him. He summons, when he's summoned, he gains double, his attack is doubled, and he can attack 3 times on monsters, which is always nice for OTKing. It comes up really rarely, so I don't really see him that much, but it's nice, I guess, when it happens. Anki is basically, through Mass Change, you can attack directly with him, which is really nice for time or for just squeezing in a bit of damage because he's low. And if it destroys a monster by battle, you can add a Mass Change, which is another way to change Mass Change, which is nice, because then you can just tag out for a Darklaw, which is really cool. I rarely summon him though. It just depends on the board they have. Dread Decimator, just a link 3 that has piercing, that just gives more attack, more OTK potential. Cross Crusader, a main combo piece. I play 2-1 for the first turn and then set the other one for the next turn to continue my plays and to grind. He summons a Destiny Hero from the grave, and then you contribute a Destiny Hero to search for any hero, which is really good. He's like a second Stratos. Next, you got Dystopia for Destiny Fusion. He's really good in time. You burn for 16, which is a lot of good burn damage, and he gets to pop if either Sunriser's on the field already, or you have Honest, or you have the Dynatite that targeted him. Really nice card, as well as just to keep in mind, let's say you burned your opponent one turn, then next turn you summon Cross, you can summon him because he was summoned correctly, and then you can burn again, which is really funny and really good on time. I have one time only because of this guy. Then there's Dangerous, which is another Destiny Fusion target. He's basically just here for the Mali and malicious dump. He has this neat effect where you can gain attack, which I've rarely gone into, but whatever, it's still there, I guess. Then you've got Blast, which is there just to be able to dodge Stratos, Imperm from Stratos, I mean. He has this cool effect on someone that halves the opponent's attack. Really good in some cases, but the best effect is to pay 500 and return a spell and trap to the hand. Really nice if you're using it on their end phase or something, or if you're dodging a continuous trap or something, or spell. Really nice card. Zero, free Raigeki, someone using a hero and a water monster. A really good card. It's actually sometimes hard for your opponent to get over this because I don't know why, but sometimes they don't just have the right card, or they're just scared of the destruction, which is fair. 1 Conductor of Miracle. This guy is basically here to shuffle, either to recur your Mass Change, your Polys, your Miracle Fusions, or whatever. And he does have this neat effect where he's destroyed by battle card effect. You can summon a hero from the hand, which never comes up though. But he's basically here for that. Next, I do have the, excuse me, my cat is trying to get in the way. Then I do have the Acid, which is basically here to summon off of either liquid or solid, or absolute zero because he's a water. These guys are free Harpies, which is really nice to use on the end phase of your opponent. Basically wins you games against trap decks. A Malicious Bane, like I said before, another walking Raigeki. You have 2 in this deck. It's an amazing card because not some decks that only rely on destruction cannot out this card. Really nice. Really big guy as well. He just enables OTKs. And then you have the most hated card in Yu-Gi-Oh! One of the most hated cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! History, I think. Master or Dark Claw. This guy just makes it impossible for some decks to play the game. Anything that gets sent to your opponent's graveyard is banished instead, which is huge. It disrupts a lot of hand traps, a lot of decks as well. If they can't pay cost, and if the cost of their cards includes sending something to the grave, they cannot activate, which is huge. And if that wasn't enough, if your opponent adds a card from the deck to the hand, you can banish a random card from the hand, which is amazing. Soft once per turn, by the way. Keep in mind that when you use that effect, if you know that your opponent has a triple tactics talent, it's best not to use it because they can just either draw 2, look at your hand, or take this guy. So just keep that in mind. And that's about it for the extra deck. Now I'll just move on to the side deck really quickly. The side deck is subject to change of the format, obviously. Nothing too crazy. I got the three Nibiru's, obviously a 3 of, because it's just an amazing card. Makes it that your opponent combo decks just die. This is basically the bane of my existence as well. Nibiru does hurt me as well for now. Really just an amazing card. No need to go into that further. We play the 2 Dark Blue No Mores. I only played 2 because I have some other cards I like to play on the side. You only need 2, to be honest. I mean, obviously 3. If I'll play 3 if the format changes to really heavy combo decks again, and or Nibiru becomes a bit useless because they can negate the effect. In that case, I'll play 3 because this card is a really nice card otherwise, because it can't be responded with monsters, which just kills combo decks. Even won me a tournament the other day thanks to it. So I'll definitely keep it at 2 for now. Next up, we've got the 1 red reboot. For obvious reasons, trap decks I don't like trap decks. Heroes don't like trap decks. So this just makes it that you can get a free turn to kill them off. You usually just need 1 turn with the heroes. Your opponent really can't give you any legway, or else they're gonna end up regretting and losing. I wish it was a 3, but unfortunately it isn't. Then we're of course running the 3 Cosmic Cyclones. Same reason as Red Reboot. This is really good against the Eldritch matchup because they won't be able to keep their traps, their Hakeros or Conquistadors. You pay 1,000, which is free. It's fine. It's no biggie. Then we've got the 3 Evenly Matched is basically here for trap decks and combo decks. I usually if against combo decks, I usually side these in with the Dark Rulers. I just Dark Ruler their field, and then I just evenly match. It just destroys their whole board. Really nice card, obviously. 3 of. Really, really good against trap decks, though. They really have trouble against this, especially if you open 2, as it's not once per turn. So if they judgment it or negate it, you can always activate the second one, which is kind of dumb. But yeah, then there's that. And then finally, the 3 Lancias. Lancia is just basically no for your opponent. Again, the banishes. They can't banish. Hurts Orcus, hurts, let me think, Eldritch, hurts a lot of combo decks. Hurts Thunders. I mean, hurts everything, to be honest. Not heroes, though, thankfully, but I mean, kind of does. But anyway, Lancia is just a really good card. It won me a game today, for instance. My opponent was playing Orcus, and they just couldn't play through this, which is understandable. And yeah, I think that's about it. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this was very educational. Basically, my verdict on Heroes, this format is actually pretty good. It was way better than the last format. Heroes just have a lot of cards that basically enable them to compete, as they have things access to like Plasma, Dark Claw, Sunriser, and with side cards on top of that, that's really strong. However, it does have its weaknesses. It does lose to Droll, Nibiru, Dark Ruler, Lightning Storm, Kaijus, and all that. But obviously, this deck is not meta, but it is a very good contender and rogue deck, I think. It can and will win a lot of your games. It can even clutch out victory games. It just depends on the matchups. It overall has a really good matchup with almost every single deck in the meta right now, which is really positive. And overall, yeah, that's all I got to say about Heroes. They've been winning me a lot of tournaments, a lot of nice cards, and yeah, that's about it.